The following film from the Scottish Fire and Rescue Service will give you an insight into the experience of a person living with dementia and will provide information on the fire risks associated with dementia and how the Scottish Fire and Rescue Service can offer support.
Dementia is the progressive loss of the powers of the brain. And there's many different kinds of dementia. The most common one is Alzheimer's disease. People are quite familiar with that term, but Alzheimer's is just one type of dementia. There are other dementias such as vascular dementia too. But what they have in common is that the brain cells begin to die off and the brain doesn't regenerate those brain cells. So gradually over time, the brain doesn't work as well as it should do. Very often people begin to realise there's something wrong, usually when maybe their short-term memory is affected and they begin to forget what they were doing or begin to forget appointments, that kind of thing. But losing your short-term memory or struggling to remember things is only one part of dementia. There's other problems associated with that, but very often it's that memory problem that first brings people to the attention of their doctor or to their family. But as a disease, it can affect all different kinds of your functioning over time. Very often it's older people, but younger people can have dementia too. There's a lot of research going on just now to try and understand what causes dementia. And if we can understand what causes dementia, then we can maybe develop some treatments and some cures for that. So there's a lot of work going on across the world around that. But at the moment, the only real intervention we have are each other, the human intervention, how we support and help each other. But I think technology has got a huge potential to be an intervention. It can make a huge difference to people's lives. And it's something that we have now in our hands. We can actually use technology today to make a difference, to help people feel safe, stay in their own homes for longer, to remember things, and to stay connected to their family and their friends, just like we all do. We all use social media, we all use GPS, we all use our mobile phones, and we need to exploit technology as a potential intervention to support people with dementia.
No, well, it goes back a long way because we're both in our 80s. I'll be 84 in a couple of weeks, and my wife is just 7 months younger. But we met through dancing. That was our common passion when we were teenagers. A wee bit of jazz and a bit of fun. And I always thought the best dancer and the best looking woman, the best looking girl in the place at 16 was my wife to be. Mm-hmm. So we hit it off pretty well with the dancing, and we've continued it on for all these years.
Nearly 70 years.
That's right. It's quite a thought. She's had Alzheimer's now for 5 years, and she's been treated professionally, medically, for 4 years, and she's still operating quite well on her own.
So, operating well, what does that mean to you? What can she do and what can't she do?
Well, she can't cook. I have to do the cooking. She can go out for a walk, though, because of the buddy system, the telecare system. She's got her dog with her, which is great company for her, very beneficial. She can sleep through the night, which is, from what I hear, there are a lot of sufferers who can't do this, and maybe the time will come when she'll have to get up during the night. But at the moment, she's okay, so that's good. It's a monitoring system that lets me know where she is. She wears this around her neck, and the wristband she puts around her wrist, like so.
Does she have to have the two on at the same time?
Yes, they actually talk to one another.
Okay.
And if she has a fall, anything nasty happens to her, sets off the alarm at the monitoring centre, and they can then get in touch with me and let me know that there's a problem. They can also speak to June through the buddy and ask her what has happened, and she can actually...
Is that just simply that device?
Yes,
Yeah.
this device, and she can speak to them.
So
So she's got that reassurance of knowing that somebody realises that something has happened and that she needs help, or maybe she doesn't need help, and she can then say to them, "Oh, I've just set it off accidentally, and everything is okay." And they say to her, "Oh, we'll reset the system. Is that all right?"
Yep.
And she'll say, "Yes, that's fine." But if there was a serious problem, then the monitors would get in touch with me by ringing me on my mobile or the telephone in the house,
Right.
and let me know that there's a problem.
And who introduced you to Buddy?
Well, it was done through one of the groups that I attended. The group was the Alzheimer's group in Prestwick, and they had a lady who was telling them about the system,
Presentation.
a presentation under telecare, and it was demonstrated then. So when I made inquiries about it, I found that I was able to get one for June through the social work department.
Right.
The social worker had to okay it, and I was very grateful that she did.
I see you've got an electric fire.
Yes.
Was it a gas or is that a safety?
No,
Right. Is that
it's actually an open coal fire that lifts out,
right?
and we can burn logs or coal in that fire, and we used to make a great use of it. But I'm not so sure now with June having this problem that coal's a very good thing to have.
Would
So
you be worried as a safety? For people who have a coal fire still, do you think that would be a...
well, as long as we've got a good fire guard, maybe one that hooks onto the wall to make sure that it's not going to come away, it would be all right.
And is she okay having a bath, or does she have a shower? Or
Yeah, she can have a bath or a shower, but she likes her bath, I think, more than the shower, and she's quite comfortable in that. She can get in and out all right on her own. That's not...
mobility's not... I mean, you said she loves walking the dog, so mobility's not an issue for her.
No,
She's good.
not just now. She does get tired, though, after we've been out for a walk. She'll need a few seats now and again. And when she gets home, she likes to lie down for a wee rest.
Got her feet up.
Oh,
Make the dinner.
great. While I get on with cooking the meal.
Yeah.
Okay, Alan, if you... we'll go and have a look at the TrueCall system I've got here, which is connected to the telephone. I found that very useful. When this system was introduced to me, I wondered how useful it would be, but I have had no cold calls since it was put in, and I think it has been an extremely good acquisition. We don't have any bother at all with anyone ringing us up and bothering my wife or myself.
Right. So when people phone, how does it screen them?
The machine will say to them, if you are a friend or family, then code in a certain number. Otherwise, it won't do anything.
Okay.
It won't put them through, and nobody has been put through.
Okay.
So it stops a lot of bother. This board I made up last night for today's activities, and I do this every evening before going to bed. So in the morning, when June comes down, she can have a look and see what's happening today, what the various activities are, because otherwise she just wouldn't remember what's going to happen. and that's linked with the notepad here at the side, because that gives you the date and the day, and we can also write down maybe a shopping list or something like that, so that keeps her in touch with things. I think that is particularly useful for her. It saves an awful lot of questions being asked all the time.
Dementia increases the risk of accidents in the home due to the impact it has on an individual's functioning. From a fire risk view, there are a number of things to consider. The association with ageing means that people with dementia are also likely to have age-associated sensory loss, reduced vision, smell and hearing, as well as other long-term health problems. This may affect their ability to detect a fire in the early stages. People with dementia are 3 to 8 times more likely to fall than people without dementia. It is therefore important to consider wider safety within the home environment. In case of a fire occurring, people living with dementia may find it more difficult to escape or understand the situation if there is a fire. Local liaison with their caregiver can ensure a clear route out of the premises is available and sufficient lighting is available to assist them. Regular testing of the fire alarm may help them recognise the sound emitted. People with dementia can be at greater risk and should look to have more fire detection in their home and should consider: 1 functioning smoke alarm in every room, which is frequently used by the occupants for general daytime living purposes. 1 functioning smoke alarm in every circulation space, such as hallways and landings. 1 heat alarm in the kitchen. All alarms should be interlinked. Carbon monoxide alarms should also be fitted when required. Consideration should also be given to having a community alarm or telecare system with linked fire detection installed. You should also consider the following: what evidence is there around smoking in the home and the disposal of smokers' materials? What form of heating is being used and is it being used safely? Are they near to curtains or furniture? Are electrical appliances being used safely and sockets not overloaded? Further advice on dementia can be found using the following link. As part of our commitment to building a safer Scotland, the Scottish Fire and Rescue Service offers everyone in Scotland a free home fire safety visit. The visits only take around 20 minutes and help householders spot fire hazards and ensure that their home is safe at night. Home fire safety visits are easy to arrange. Partner agencies and members of the public can get in touch in the following ways. Text FIRE to 80800 from your mobile phone, complete our online form, or call 0800 0731 999.